Hello, hello. So today I wanted to talk about the power of consistent revenue in your business. Now, I know there's a lot of talk oftentimes about growth and scaling and being able to get to that next level, which is all great, right? Especially when you have goals, as I do. I know I'm one of those folks who's like, I have big, hairy, audacious goals. Let's do it, right? But there's also power in consistency that will help you to be able to do those things and still be able to grow, because as you're growing, you still want to be able to get to those consistent levels. So today I just want to touch on a couple of things that will really highlight the power of consistency, even if you're still on a growth trajectory. All right, say that 7 times really, really fast in your business, right? So there's power in consistency. So for those that don't know, I am Dr. Nadia Brown. I am the founder of the Doyen Agency. We are a sales agency that provides sales training and sales support. And I am super excited to share some content today around consistency in your business. We're also hosting a workshop training coming up very, very soon called Surge. We'd love to see you there. And part of what we're going to talk about at that event is ending the maddening cycle of feast or famine in your business. Hence the reason why I want to talk today about consistency. So with that, let's dive in. So one of the first things I wanted to talk about as it relates to consistency in your revenue within your business is stress. Can we just talk about stress for a moment, please? Stress. Part of the reason why we have stress in our businesses, amongst many, that like there's a lot of reasons, but one of the primary reasons is cash flow. Our cash flow is inconsistent. And in many cases, not only is it inconsistent, but we don't even know like when it's coming, right? Because we don't yet have that level of consistent revenue. So when I'm working with clients, one of the things that we do is we just look at the numbers, right? We have to look at numbers. And part of the reason why I'm so passionate about looking at the numbers is because for many, many, many years, I didn't want to look at my own numbers, and it was a hot mess in my business. So this is not coming from a place of judgment. This is coming from a place of honey, been there, done that. And let me tell you, it does not work. So let's go ahead and look at our numbers. And the importance, so let's just start with, okay, what numbers should I be looking at, Dr. Nadia? There's a lot of them. But one of the important numbers is, let's just talk about the keep the lights on number, right? That's my, what number do you need to bring in consistently just to pay your basics, right? Whatever that number could be, depending on where you are in your business, depending on how much you rely on your business to support and fund your livelihood, depending on the size of your team, that number is going to shift and change. We all have a keep the lights on number. What is that number? Is it 3,000? Is it 5,000? Is it 27,000? Is it 1.7 million? Like, I don't know. You know, we need to know what that number is. So that's the number that needs to come in every single month. Now, if we want to take it a step further, we can also look at what dates, right? What are the dates? Like if you have payroll, or if there are certain people that you are investing in or paying for, or systems, sometimes you're able to have that cash and you just do pay in full. Great. Taxes, like all these different things that would come out that we need to make sure that we have the funds to cover. So we need to know those numbers. And when we don't have that consistent cash flow, it causes stress beyond any other. And then it leads us to doing some very interesting things in terms of how we leverage our marketing, but even how we show up in our sales. So it's really important. We need to know our numbers, but more importantly, one of the goals that we should all have is to create that consistent revenue. And even if you get those chunks, we want to make sure that we're cognizant, right? And we're thinking ahead, because at some point we still have those things that typically will come out consistently. So we have to take a look at that and really know and understand our numbers. So one of the reasons why it's so powerful to have that consistent revenue is I won't say the elimination, but I will say it will help alleviate, or at least take that stress off, and allow you to then focus on, growth or other things that you may want to focus on in your business. The second thing that it does is it really enables us to plan and do our projections. Now we get it. Things happen, right? Things that the unexpected happen. So maybe one of those numbers that we also want to focus on that I won't get too deep in today, if we may want to have a rainy day fund. Just saying, I'm not a financial planner or advisor, but it may, whatever you want to call it, right? Just have some cash over here just in case. I just call it just in case things get a little cray. I got some cash over here to help. Again, consistent to keep us and float us until we get back to the thing where things are rocking and rolling again. So these are things that we really have to start thinking about in our business. But it also, again, sorry, squirrel, it also enables us to then be able to plan, but then also to project. So as you're thinking about, is this the year to grow? Is this the year that, you know what, I want to take some time off, right? Maybe I want to take off the summers or take off some time at Christmas. What would it take for you to be able to completely take time off in December or November, or I don't know, September, right? Some random month that we don't necessarily have a whole lot going on for you, maybe personally. Whatever that looks like, what does it take? And so consistency in your cash flow, awareness of your numbers will enable you to start to plan and project so that your business can now support your lifestyle, right? I know many of us went into business. We did not come into business to be chained to our desk, to be chained to our phones, to always have to respond, to always be on. One of the reasons why I created my business was so that I could have some flexibility and some freedom. And now that I'm parenting, good Lord, I need some serious freedom, right? Some time to just be able to hang out with the family, to be able to travel back home, to see my extended family, to do things with my husband, whatever that may look like, or, to be honest, to just go somewhere by myself and sit down and not have to think, right? Hashtag goals in life, whatever that is. When you have consistency in your business, it enables you and empowers you to be able to do those types of projections so that you can so you can do your forecasting, your projections, so you can understand. And I will add this wasn't in my notes, right? It also enables you to prepare if you start to see something that may not look right. You're not always having to be blindsided and be on the defensive, right? Because, oh crap, I didn't see that coming. So, it's how many times has it been like, oh crap, it's tax time and I have no clue because I wasn't prepared. I didn't project. I just wanted to stick my head in the sand. Didn't want to think about it. And now I'm praying and hoping that I don't have a big tax bill because I wasn't prepared and I did not include that in my projections or my numbers because I was too busy just trying to get it above the line, right? That happens. So having that consistency will help you to be able to plan and project and forecast better. You may not always get it right? But at least you will have an idea, a clue, and you won't always feel like you're in reactive mode. You can be a lot more proactive in your business and doing some different things. And then the final thing I'll talk about is just it empowers you to hire support and get a team. Now, whether that is project based or ongoing, when you have that consistency, you again will be able to make that determination. It may not be time for you to hire ongoing support. It may be time for you to hire ongoing support. I don't know what that is, right? So for example, for me, I had been, honestly, full transparency, been talking about doing some things in my business for years. It was so sad when I was going through my my computer and looking at some of my old files and my journals and like, seriously, Nadia, like years with the S on the end, like, girl, you need to get yourself together. So this year, I was like, I need to commit to this. In Q4 of last year, my team and I, we went through and we looked at some things in the business and really just kind of looked at the gaps. There were a few. And how are we going to address those for this year? Well, and so to couple that with one, I was making a decision. Two, I have a coach that was like, hey, we have a challenge and I can be slightly competitive. I was like, ooh, I want to. Well, one of the things I quickly realized was that I couldn't do this by myself. And my existing team, we just couldn't make it happen, not in the time frame, right? It was probably going to be one of those, you know what? I knew what was going to happen. If I didn't get the right support, I was going to put that on the back burner yet again, and I would run the risk of it being several more years before I did what it was I said that I wanted to do. And at this point, in this juncture of what's going on, even like in my life or things that I really want, I don't want to do that anymore. So understanding, taking that moment, is like looking at my numbers, getting clear. I was like, I need to hire support, even if it's just temporary. So we hire a team to come in, professionals, to get some things done, to take some things off my plate so I could think. But again, I knew the numbers. I knew, okay, here's where we are. This is what we have right now. Here's what we are reasonably expecting over the next several months. Can we take this leap, even if it's uncomfortable, right? In order to move things forward. So it really empowers you to be able to get support, even if it's not forever support. It doesn't always have to be forever support, but one of the things that I am learning to really embrace is to just, you hear this term, stay in your lane, right? And so doing the things that only Nadia can do, but also being able to hang out and, play in my zone of genius instead of just doing all these things that I just frankly suck at, horrible. And it takes me forever to figure it out and forever to just frankly get it done because it's not my lane. So when you think about your business and where you are, what are those things that will then allow you to stay in your zone of genius? Even if you get part-time support, even if you get project-based support, again, it doesn't have to be forever support, but you want to have a focus on your consistent revenue, right? You want to understand your numbers, and then that will enable you and empower you to be able to make a more informed decision. Do things happen? Absolutely. Do things always go the way we want them to go? No, they don't. Trust me, they don't. But we can be more prepared. And again, we can be a lot more proactive in our businesses in order to set them up for success. Because here's the thing, we want you to have a profitable and sustainable business, not profitable today and a hot mess tomorrow. Like that is not fun at all. And one of the things that helps you do that is sales and consistent revenue, cash flow. You can't pay the bills when you're like, oh, I'm gonna get some money. I'm promised or owed some money that's due in 7 months, maybe. Or wait, hold on. I'm going to do something. I'm going to have a flash sale. Let me get back to you, right? It's not, sometimes we have to do what we have to do, but that is not the way we want to live our lives or run our businesses. So again, focus on consistent cash flow. But first, what are your numbers? Write them down. Make sure you are reviewing them on a regular basis so that you can make informed decisions to grow your business and end the madness. All right, so that was today's session. We'll call it a session. I'll be back with some more goodness later. So if you haven't already, please head on over to surge2021.com. That is surge2021.com. Grab your seat. We are going to talk about how to end the madness. It is crazy madness. And trust me, I've been there. I've had my moments. And it's just, we need to stop the madness. We want to end this cycle of feast or famine in our businesses so we can have that consistency, so that we can build that legacy, so that our businesses can actually support us in our lifestyles, right? What our big dreams and visions were. And it just helps to alleviate that stress. We got enough stuff going on. We don't need that stress in our lives. So it enables you to be able to plan, project, get support, build your team, but it's also going to give you a level of peace of mind. There are other projects in your business that you can be focused on. Focus on your clients and things that they want you to do, right? Let that be part of your focus, but not having to constantly worry, how am I going to pay the bills this month? Even sometimes after having a killer month and then coming up and being like, I don't know what happened, because you don't have consistency in your business. All right. So this is Dr. Nadia signing off. I'll talk to you again soon.